and there is a guy called Black Sheriff. That guy is going to go far. These are the two people. For now, they will go far. They will do well for themselves, extremely well from themselves. Black Sheriff is about to take the world by storm.
Okay. There is a prophecy that came and that said Black Sheriff's career would die this year. I mean, coming from the camp of Fire Oja.
Said that
He said this year Black will not go anywhere. His shine will
no,
die.
No. The guy is about to take the world by storm.
Okay.
I'm repeating it. The guy is about to take the world by storm. Ojaba. I term this as public confession.
Okay.
I see Ojaba's issue as public confession. Do you know the number of men of God that do things in the secret without bringing it out?
Freemasons in church. First of all, I believe as a spiritualist, you may have an insight about the Freemasons, the Illuminatis, and
Excellent.
but what you know, both in the physical and the spiritual realm, are Freemasons good people, or they are somehow affiliated to the dark side?
They are affiliated to the dark side.
Okay.
They are affiliated to the dark side. You see, anything that is not built on Christ is not of God.
Okay.
Anything said, Shatta Wale will rise again. Most of his people came at me, but that's no problem. He will rise again. He will rise again. See, that guy has been caught up in the womb of time. And the secret is that he doesn't aspire. He doesn't, he doesn't aspire. He has caught up in time. He won't aspire. He would, the word that I received spiritually, that he will rise. Which means every man has a place where he wants to see himself. He will rise. And he is about to sign a multi-million deal. Let it be on record.
It will.
See, the reason why NDC came into power is from the channel of Julius Deborah.
Okay.
He's the brain.
Okay.
The first prophetic word, God has said a lot of things concerning this man.
Yeah.
But he's going to be the next phase. That's if you want to go. He is going to be the next phase of the new NDC, National Democratic Congress.
Okay.
He is the next phase.
Okay.
But his health needs to be prayed. We have to pray into his health.
Okay.
We have to spend time and pray into his health. MPP cannot die and will not die. But they will sit down and come with Kennedy Japan. He's the one who would like to come back with. But the future of the party is with, how do we call him? Opon Nkrumah.
Okay.
And Samia Wuku. Kojo Opon Nkrumah and Samia Wuku. Yes. Same way as
Bobo.
all right. So this year it's going to be a tough year for him. Sarkodie. Do you know who Sarkodie is?
No, please.
Okay. Sarkodie is an epitome of greatness.
Okay.
Because I saw a flower being given to him.
Okay.
And as the flower was given to him, all of a sudden I saw that he began to smile. He began to smile. And as he was smiling, tears was oozing out of his eyes. Serious tears was oozing out of his eyes. And the Lord spoke to me prophetically that I will make his life beautiful. That's what the Lord spoke to me. I will make his life beautiful.
Vimbaz TV.
Adofia Makwaba, Ediba Vimbaz TV. So, And then your Prophet Desmond Vidzro, and a very anointed man of God. We really appreciate, sir, you allowed us to have this session with you.
Yes. It's my pleasure. God richly bless you.
Bless you too.
Mr. Frank, and your brother, bless. God
Bless.
richly bless you.
Bless you too.
And then we appreciate and thank God for what God is doing in your lives.
Amen.
I mean, keep up the good job.
Amen.
God bless you.
Amen. So there's this controversy out there about calling prophet, men of God, people that work in the church, Papa.
Okay.
The word Papa. And popularly, it is being caused because who will be Papa,
Yeah.
then he will be referring to a young man of God as Papa.
Okay.
People are saying it's not right, especially when women call such men of God Papa. I don't know if you have something to say about that.
Well, there's nothing wrong calling a man of God Papa.
Okay.
Irrespective of age and whoever that person is.
Okay.
Because we have our physical parent, and then we have spiritual parent.
Okay.
Bible did not made notions to that, or Bible did not reveal the fact that an individual should be called Papa or Mommy.
Okay.
But we all understand the birthing by the Spirit,
Okay.
where typical example happens to be the story of Elisha
Okay.
and that of Elijah.
Okay.
Elijah was the one that trained Elisha into ministry.
Okay.
And it was Apostle Paul that trained Timothy into ministry and its fullness thereof.
Okay.
So in the Christian channel or in the prophetic channel, whosoever that trains you into ministry automatically becomes Papa
Okay.
or becomes a mama. Why? Because they becomes your spiritual overseers.
Okay.
You understand? So calling somebody mama or papa, there is nothing wrong with it. That is to prove that this is a spiritual overseer over your life.
Okay.
Yes.
There are some men of God that when you don't call them Papa or Mama, they get offended. How about that?
Okay. So I won't term that as pride. I won't term that as arrogant.
Okay.
But I will see it as an individual wanting to be acknowledged.
Okay.
You understand? I want such. I believe they want to be acknowledged. I don't see anything wrong if they call you by your first name. They call you by your last name. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Okay.
I just don't see. There are people where even they operate as prophet. They operate from the prophetic office. When you call them pastor, they become angry. They want you to address them well. So there is nothing wrong when you address an individual well. But in ministry, we have what we call the fivefold ministry. And in the fivefold ministry, there is no ministry dubbed Papa or Mama.
Okay.
We have the prophetic ministry. We have the apostolic ministry. We have the teaching ministry. And then we have the evangelistic ministry. I think I've been mentioning the apostolic ministry. These are the fivefold ministry. So there is no ministry that is termed as Papa or Mama. But the Papa and Mama is a system or it's a name used to show appreciation, or it is a name used to show respect to whosoever that becomes a spiritual overseer in our lives. But when you're a man of God, they don't call you Papa or Mama. I don't see anything wrong with it if you're not called Papa or Mama. Yeah.
Okay. Taxing the church has become a topic in recent time. Crawford said churches, they are making millions of CDs and they deserve to be taxed. Like when you go to the US, some European countries. As a man of God or as a prophet of God, will you support the taxation of church?
Okay. All right. So there are a lot of institutions where governments can tax.
Okay.
You see, the church itself is a non-profiting organization. You understand? So I don't get it when the government wants to tax the church. You see, there are people that come to the church that have businesses. They are already being taxed.
Okay.
A man of God going out to buy instruments, he has already been taxed. A man of God trying to purchase a land and then build his own church, he has already been taxed. So, I mean, once it happens to be an unprofitable organization, non-profitable organization, I don't believe in taxing the church. You understand? Because most ministries, the monies they get from the church, that is the same money they used to run the church.
Okay.
You see, people stand afar and they feel the prophet or the men of God belonging to a particular church are making money.
Okay.
But these are some of the monies they used to better some of the church members. These are some of the monies they used to facilitate things they need in the church. So if the issue of tax, whenever they raise the issue of tax, I think the government can do better by delving into other institutions than laying focusing on the church. Yes.
Church and politics. People believe as men of God, you need to be, neutral in your dealings when it comes to politics. Now, over the years, we've seen some men of God stand firm behind political parties and become silent when those political parties are not functioning. Is it right or wrong for men of God to declare their political stance?
Okay. So you said men of God.
Yes,
which
please.
means that they were men before they became part of God.
Yes.
So two different words.
Yes.
Men. And then we have of God.
Yes.
So they were men before they became part of God.
Yes.
Now watch this. Every man of God is a human being, just like we seated here.
Okay.
So moving forward, I strongly believe that Ghana is governed by law. We have our constitution, which means that it is our legal right to vote. And it is our legal right to belong to any political party we want to belong to.
Okay.
So if there is a man of God that has this connection or affiliation to a certain political party, there is no problem with it. But you belonging to a particular party shouldn't cause you to be biased.
Okay.
Shouldn't make you criticize the next government that is doing things that is not appealing in the sight of God.
Okay.
That is why I always encourage some of the men of God that I know that they shouldn't belong to any political party. If you want to vote, that is fine. But they shouldn't belong to any political party.
Okay.
Why? Because when you end up joining forces with a certain political party, there is a system that is established. I call it a system of love.
Okay.
You begin to love that political party, and whatever that political party does, you see nothing wrong with it.
Okay.
You understand? So we end up encouraging wrong rather than bringing sanity into our country.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. So there is this notion too out there that men of God, most of the times, their children are very, very stubborn and troublesome. And we've seen several anointed men of God who have had their children go wayward. People are debating that sometimes it is the work of the devil. Some are saying they don't train them well. As a man of God, please, what do you have to say about that?
Wow. Okay. So there are men out there who are not men of God.
Okay.
At the end of the day, their children have gone wayward.
Okay.
So I believe it is not being a man of God or just being a businessman or whatever. One of the things I believe in is sometimes peer pressure are the reasons why children behave the way they want to behave.
Okay.
I didn't grow up in a pastoral background. My father was not a pastor, neither my mother a prophetess. But I found myself to be a man of God.
Okay.
And why didn't I go wayward? It was not necessarily the advice I received from my mother and my father, but sometimes the community where I grew was what influenced. Why? Because we have solid people that advised us. So I always say this: if you don't advise your child, you don't train your child, society will advise your child, or society will train your child. And if that society does not carry quality people, doesn't have the influence and affluence of God, at the end of the day, your child might end up becoming a gogon. So I don't believe that say osofo no in training by intina akola no eye near or no. But I believe that sometimes the type of people we have around us, the friends we make, the school we go to, and the movies we watch, and the conversations we have with people sometimes a factor. And then two, yes, there's a spiritual implication. There are spiritual implications. Let us look at it from this angle. Somebody brings the how do we call it, the son to me,
Okay.
who happens to be a drunkard.
Okay.
I've been a man of God with a spiritual insight. I pray for such individual, for that spirit of drunkenness to depart from such a one. And by the mercy of God, a petition I say, and Sanon Homini if you're brandy and so. Now, one of the things I really want you to know is that the kingdom of darkness will not be happy.
Okay.
No matter, the kingdom of darkness will not be happy.
Okay.
And one of the things I want us to understand that when I'm able to cast out such demon, my name is written. I become a target in the kingdom of darkness. Hence, what happens is that spiritual entities will end up fighting us.
Okay.
So sometimes there are spiritual implications because there's something we call to exorcise, which means to cast out demons. So there are men of God that cast out demons from people, and at the end of the day, such demons begin to attack their children. You get what I mean. So yes, it happens.
So as a man of God who have been able to cast out demon from one, why don't you cast out the demon as early as possible from your child as well?
You see, there is a saying, the Ashantis, as they saying, say, or conform san hoyare.
Okay.
So there are times where a man of God, daughter or son is going wayward.
Okay.
Sometimes it is extremely difficult for that man of God to deliver the son.
Okay.
It is extreme. You see, I've been in this deliverance ministry for some years now, and I've had an encounter with this Nigerian lady where she's coming from a Christian, solid Christian background.
Okay.
The father is a pastor, and then the mother is also a prophetess. They are into ministry, they have church in their house. But when this lady paid a visit to Ghana, we took her into prayers. There are demons that did manifest. And mind you, this lady is into certain acts which is not appealing to the eyes. Like this prostitution.
Yeah.
But this is a pastor's daughter.
Okay.
So sometimes, and yes, they were trained well, but association,
Okay.
the people we work with, the people we talk to,
Okay.
certain habits we pick up. These are some of the things that become factors. They become influence that enable men of God's children to go wayward. But there are some men of God's children doing extremely well.
Yes, very true.
Yeah, doing extremely well. Yeah.
With all humility, do you remember? No, let me take it from this angle.
Okay.
If not for the prophetic
Okay.
work, what would you have been by now?
Okay, so okay. I had two things in life
Okay.
growing up.
Okay.
Mine was to do law. Mine was to become a lawyer.
Okay. Esquire.
So mine was to become a lawyer. At a point, I wanted to become a musician.
Okay.
At a point, so these were the two things that I had in mind. But growing up, perspective changed,
Okay.
and I had desires change. I wanted to become a lawyer
Okay.
until I was raptured by God, until I was saved by God. But I'm still looking into the channels. I might definitely pursue what I wanted to become.
Okay.
I will definitely try.
So pursuing, do you see that it will bring down the efficiency of your prophetic output, or
Okay.
you can multitask? Because there is a saying that as men of God, you should focus solely on the work of God so that you can be efficient in it.
So this extremely powerful. This extremely powerful. So So this is how it was. One day we'll find time to talk about how I received the call.
Okay.
I'm not that type of guy that loves to go to church.
Okay.
My uncle happens to be one of the top pastors in Church of Christ,
Okay.
SM.
Okay.
He's an apostle.
Okay.
Back then, when my mom is going to church, she would like us to go, but then I won't go. I love to play football back then. Until I had an encounter with the move of God.
Okay.
And I decided to walk with him in the fullness thereof. Now, there came a time in my life where I went out with my friends to go look for a job. All these guys that I went with were chosen, but I was relegated. I wasn't chosen. So I had no option now to come back home. So went into prayers and prayed and prayed and prayed. And I heard it loud and clear. God told me that he has no job contract with me. He wants me to stay focused and to do his job.
Okay.
Now, moving forward, I believe that when God told me that, what he needed was my attention, and he wanted to use me for that which is ahead of me.
Okay.
The fuel you buy in your car, you buy it in relation to the journey ahead of you.
Yes.
That was why we had 10 virgins. Some became wise and some became foolish.
Yeah.
The other 5 became foolish because they had no extra oil.
Okay.
The other 5 became wise because they had extra oil. Why? Because they humbled themselves and calculated. They foresaw the journey that was ahead. So back into my issue, God realized that no, the journey ahead of me is tough. So in order for me to be able to run the race, I need more oil.
Okay.
And in order for you to receive more oil, God needs your attention.
Okay.
And there are things that will bring in, will cause you to be frustrated or confused.
Okay.
You see, you can't be preaching at the same time, running into business, especially you are young coming up in ministry.
Yeah.
But progressively, I encourage men of God to go into business. Progressively.
Okay.
Progressively. I encourage men of God to go into business. Why am I saying this? There are times where people will call you for their rent.
Okay.
There are times where you have to put people in school and pay their school fees.
Yeah.
These are things that I've done over the years, paying people's school fees and what have you. You see? And there are times where your own family will have to call you. And when you are called by God, you are not supposed to use the offering that people bring to you to take care of yourself. These are offerings that come to the church. Yes, you can sometimes use it for yourself once in a while, but there are people that need it more than you.
Okay. But they say when God calls you, he provides.
Yes, when God calls you, he provides. He provides through the skill he is giving you.
Okay.
He provides through knowledge. There was once upon a time, there was a man called Solomon. Bible says Solomon went before the Lord and God asked him, tell me that which you want me to do for you and I'll do for you.
Okay.
Upon all the beautiful things Solomon could ask for, he didn't ask for anything but asked for wisdom.
Okay.
So which means that when God gave him wisdom, he realized that wisdom alone is not enough. He added money to it.
Okay.
Now, even without money, wisdom can give in money.
Okay.
Wisdom can build a house.
Okay.
Wisdom can give us whatever we want to do. Wisdom in motion is called wise.
Okay.
You understand? Wisdom in motion is called wise.
Okay.
As I say, you are wise, which means present continuous. You get what I mean? So, I encourage men of God to do business if the means is there.
Okay.
And if you're a man of God and you are not doing business, that doesn't mean you are lazy. No, there are people that are being called, and their purpose is to stay focused and do the work of God.
Okay.
And there are people that are called again. Their focus is to do the work of God, but there are tough responsibilities they have to run to.
Okay.
And there are men of God at the end of the day, when they make it, they jump into business.
Yeah.
A lot of men of God doing business and they are making it in life.
All right. Thank you, Prophet Desmond.
Thank you.
Vidzro. Now, there is this popular Nigerian man of God, Pastor Damina Abel.
Okay.
He is strongly fighting against tithing in churches. He says tithing is not force. And over the years, men of God has preached false doctrines to members. I want to know from you as a prophet of God, is tithing by force?
Okay.
And is Dr. Abel Damina right or wrong?
Okay. So, from where I see it, I strongly believe that tithe shouldn't be compulsory.
Okay.
Tithing should be compulsory.
Okay.
Why am I saying this? You give your tithe according to revelation. You don't give a tithe because that is the standard or the order.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes, please.
Let me give you a typical example. Bible says when the king of Salem, and then when oh, how do we call him? When Melchizedek
Okay.
met the king of Salem, Bible said he gave his gift, he gave his tithe.
Okay.
So now what is happening here is he didn't give because there was an order. He gave because of revelation.
Okay.
So to me, it is not compulsory or by force to give,
Okay.
but you give out of revelation.
Okay.
Let me give you a typical example. I'm trusting God for job.
Okay.
I don't have job. And by the mercies of God, through prayer, God has given me job. I can give my tithe through appreciation. I can give my tithe through revelation by what God has done for me.
Okay.
Yes, so I encourage people to give through revelation. And let's say you come to my church and decide not to give tithe. I won't fight you for not giving tithe.
Okay.
But I encourage people to give
Okay.
out of revelation.
Okay.
But the tithe factor is extremely important.
Okay.
God will bless you through that channel.
Okay.
Even if you don't give, God will bless you.
Okay.
But there is a blessing that embark tithing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would want us to maybe touch on this popular misconception out there.
Okay.
And it is very, very important. So, some men of God may take offense when you ask this,
Okay.
and others wouldn't. But it is a misconception out there.
Okay.
Most of the time, you chance on comments and then, statement from people who say, men of God, you people pray for people to get their breakthrough. But at the end of the day, you people chase them for money. You
Okay.
people ask for money. You people
Okay.
ask for offering. If
Okay.
you have that power to pray for doors to open for people, why don't you pray for same or more doors as such to open for you? Please, what happens in that regard? That some men of God will pray for breakthrough for people, they win millions of dollars and series of contracts, yet they may be going through it.
Okay. One of the richest men in Africa happens to be Aliko Dangote, right?
Yes, please.
Is it true?
Very true.
Okay. Aliko Dangote, I believe, is still a student and was once a student.
Okay.
Is still a student and was once a student. Was once a student, which means that he has been to this secular school before, right?
Okay. Yes.
Been to the universities and what have you.
Yes.
Excellent. My question here is, are his lecturers richer than him?
No.
Yes. So the teachers that teach us will become richer than them. They impart that with what we call experiential knowledge. And at the end of the day, we become richer than them.
Okay.
Same way. You see, the man of God that prays for you,
Okay.
he prays for you to become great.
Okay.
He prays for you to become rich. He prays for you that business you trusting God for will be executed, and whatever you want from God should come to pass. You understand?
Yeah.
It is a job done. When before the Lord pray for you, the doors should be open. And it is important that when the man of God is done praying for you, you bless the man of God.
Okay.
But I don't encourage men of God calling people to bring them money because they've prayed for them.
Okay.
You see, that brings you low. That causes people to disrespect you.
Okay.
But when you pray for people, if they come back to bless you, that is fine.
Okay.
But we are living in a day and a time where people will not end up coming to bless. You know why?
No.
There were these people that happens to be. There were these 10 lepers that had serious issue. They became an outcast because that was the order and the system of Israel. The word of the Lord tells us that Jesus Christ healed all of them.
Okay.
Out of the 10, it was only one that came back to do what? To say thank you.
Okay.
So as a man of God, when you pray for people, you don't expect them to come back and say thank you,
Okay.
but you do the will of the Father.
Okay.
So yes, a man of God will pray for you, you'll be rich and you'll still be the same. It's a free job we are all doing. We're not supposed to take money from you before we pray for you. Say, freely I have given thee, freely give. So you don't take anything in exchange. But it is beautiful for you to come back and give. So when you come back and give, that is when God opens his hand to do more for you. Because God will not descend from heaven above to come pay the man of God.
Okay.
God will not descend from heaven above. You see, men of God will fast for 7 days for you. Will do all these things for you. And you buy them no Milo to break you buy them no bread or fruits to break their fast. Or because we are praying for party A, we are praying for party B. And you after the breakthrough you don't come and look for us to bless us. I mean it's something, but it's well.
Fake prophecies.
Excellent.
And fake prophets in the country has become a major issue. So one prophecy, it will be told differently by different men of God. This person will say, this will happen. This person will say, this will not happen. This person will say, that will happen. This person will say, that will not happen. Meanwhile, this is supposed to come from the same God that we all worship. Why is it so that prophecies differs from one man of God to the other and can't be the same?
Okay. So, what is fake?
Anything that is not original.
Anything that is anything that is not original,
yes, please,
happens to be fake.
Yes.
Okay. So let me put it this way. You see, if a prophet, I was saying this thing the other day, if a prophet prophesies and it doesn't come to pass, there are things that are involved. There is a probability that what he saw was true, but he wasn't able to interpret it well. That is why I said something that, you see, the moment you're a prophet and you fall in love with a particular political party, if you don't end time, you'll be tempted as a false prophet or a fake prophet, of which you are not. Why? Because your love is connected to that political party. Are you getting
yes,
it? Your love is connected to how do you call it? That political party. So I always encourage people to be neutral, especially prophet that prophesy into elections and then what have you. That is why in our days we have a lot of fake prophecies in our system. Why? Because our heart is connected to a certain political party. But when we become neutral, when God speaks to us, we will hear. So in the issues of people being fake, it will be difficult for me to point out who a fake prophet is. But Bible said, by their fruit
they shall be known. Okay, thank you very much. My next question is about something that recently happened. And how it is painting the ministry black. I believe you heard what happened between Prophet Ojaba and one supposed side chick or girlfriend. Now people are saying, as a married man of God, as a prophet of God, that shouldn't have happened. Well, he has come to confirm that something happened truly between them. Now, this has become a major issue. I know maybe if you wouldn't love to touch on that, that's fair. But what would you have to say about that as well?
Okay. So, in relation to Prophet Ojaba issue, so when you read John chapter 8, the verse 1, Bible said, now Jesus Christ descended from a mountain called Mount Olives, right? And then the word of the Lord tells us that the moment Jesus Christ descended from the mountains, Now, the Pharisees, the Sadducees, and then the scribes brought before Jesus Christ a woman. And they said to Jesus Christ that the law of Moses states that if a person is caught in fornication, that such a one should be stoned to death. That is the law of Moses. And they said to Jesus that this woman was caught right in the act, which means that they caught the woman fornicating with a man.
Okay.
But because men are hypocrite, because the church, in this dispensation, the church in which we have is full of hypocrisy, the word of the Lord tells us that they brought only the woman without bringing the man.
Okay.
Vimbas. It takes two for fornication to be established.
Okay.
So my question here is, why did they bring the woman alone without adding the man?
Okay.
Hypocrisy.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
And then now Jesus Christ sat and began to write, and later asked them, who amongst you have not sinned before? He that have not sinned before should cast the first stone. These were the people that brought the woman. That the woman was caught in the act.
Okay.
Bible said they left the woman and then they all ran away. Why? Because they were a bunch of hypocrites. Ojaba. I term this as public confession.
Okay.
I see Ojabe's issue as public confession. Do you know the number of men of God that do things in the secret without bringing it out?
Okay.
There are a lot, not just men of God, men. We do a lot, and at the end of the day, we hide it.
Okay.
But this man was exposed, and he came out and was like, yes,
I have done it.
I've done it. I think that alone should be enough.
Okay.
The public confession he made is very, very crucial. Admitting it alone was enough. He should have ended there.
Okay.
You see, talking about the issue, responding to the lady, responding to the lady makes it annoying. And at the end of the day, people are after the prophet. And mind you, it's not the first one who's done this. And this should be a lesson to most men of God. Acknowledging your sin is important. But trying to make mockery of the issue, trying to make mockery of the lady makes it more appalling.
So, with regard to the some men of God, I mean, Prophet Kofi Vidzro is one of them, and others are insulting Prophet Ojaba, and they seem to be exchanging, attacks here and there. Now, as men of God who are supposed to operate under the same wing, now clashing under the same wing, is it right or wrong? And was even Prophet Kofi Vidzro right in rebuking Prophet Ojaba publicly and in the process calling him a fake man of God?
You see, I believe we should be each other's keeper.
Okay.
And I believe that in the body of Christ, there is division. You publicly advising your brother is no wrong.
Okay.
But publicly insulting him is a no.
Okay.
To advise him publicly, there is nothing wrong with it. To rebuke him publicly, I mean, if there are levels, then rebuking him publicly is bad.
Okay.
If there are levels.
Okay.
But it is so sad that you end up insulting a fellow man of God. That is a no. Okay. You see, these are men of God. These are fathers that we are supposed to learn from.
Okay.
And if it's all about insult, what becomes the next generation? So I I feel the insult part was not needed.
Okay.
The insult part was not needed.
Okay.
Yes.
Freemasons in church. First of all, I believe as a spiritualist, you may have an insight about the Freemasons, the Illuminatis, and
Excellent.
per what you know, both in the physical and the spiritual realm, are Freemasons good people, or they are somehow affiliated to the dark side?
They are affiliated to the dark side.
Okay.
They are affiliated to the dark side. You see, anything that is not built on Christ is not of God.
Okay.
Anything that is not built on Christ is not of God.
Okay.
So, Freemason, Illuminati, or whatever it is, once Jesus Christ is not the foundation,
Okay.
it is not of Christ.
Okay.
Because Bible said he is the way, the truth, and in the life. Nobody goeth to the Father but except through him.
Okay.
Any system, any religion that has no foundation in Christ, it's a no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I asked this particular question because Minority Leader Honorable Akwenyo Makin has publicly on several occasions confirmed and then confessed that he's part of the Freemasons. Now, he argued that Freemasons is not of the dark side as people are perceived, people believe out there.
Okay.
He said, they read the word of God, and that he belongs to even, a Catholic church. Now, a very popular man of God in the Catholic Church has issued a press saying that they wouldn't, or they don't allow Freemasons to fellowship with them. That is darkness and light.
Okay.
So this particular issue has become a huge debate out there. Do you think it is right for a Freemason person, a known one of course, to be in the church?
There's nothing wrong if a Freemason comes to the church. I believe the father did that or the man of God did that. I don't think that was professional.
Okay.
Because we have unbelievers who still comes to church. We have people who don't believe in Christ who still comes to church.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, why then would you say that because he's a Freemason, he shouldn't come to church? He's not supposed to be associated with the Catholics.
Okay.
There are things this man of God does which is extremely appalling. Some of them even believes in homosexuality and lesbianism.
Okay.
Some of them even believes in it. Some of them, we've seen some of them that even blesses such marriage. Recently, you can do your research of which from Italy or whatever. I just don't want to bring issues. But my point here is we've seen them blessing homosexuals and the lesbians to get married. So I don't see anything wrong with Afenyo Markin saying that he belongs to a certain society, but he is a Catholic. I don't see anything wrong with it. So what do you have to do? This man has been able to come out boldly to say that he is a Freemason, that is society he belongs to, and he is a part of the Catholic Church. So ye that believes in Christ, which happens to be the Catholic, what can you do to win him over fully into the light in which we claim we have, which happens to be Christianity? So I don't see it is not expedient to relegate him or what have you. That is his stand. That is where he belongs. And then you have your Catholic Church and what you believe in. It is not good to write him out.
So technically, this is the part 2 of our session. Part 1, Mahama Doomso or Nanado Doomso. We don't know which of the dooms that came. My man of God, the initial question that I asked was we have powerful men of God, prophets of God in the country. As a prophet of God, which one or which prophets in the country have that, power to command and are highly anointed?
Wow. So yes, we have a lot of men of God. Yes, a lot of men of God. And so we have Prophet Owusu Bempah.
Okay.
These are fathers in the kingdom, yeah.
Okay.
And then we have Apostle Amwakwata.
Okay.
We have Prophet Ojaba.
Okay.
We have Prophet Ifrisa,
Okay.
which is Prophet Benatila.
Okay.
Very serious prophet. And we have Prophet El Benat, a lot of prophets that I can mention.
Okay.
And we have another dangerous and a crucial prophet
Okay.
that is very, very serious. Happens to be a friend and a brother. Prophet E.S. Telvin, one serious prophet. And then we have Prophet Isaac Owusu. Very, very, very serious. Very, very serious.
Okay.
So these are the young generation
Okay.
that are taking over
Okay.
on a top speed, working for God tirelessly.
Okay.
And then with the fathers of where we have Prophet Opambo. These are men that you can not take them out.
Okay.
And then we have there's this prophet, very sharp. Oh, I've forgotten the name. Very, very, very sharp. He's now taking over social media.
Is it Prophet Uche Buahi?
He's also there, but current times. Oh, very, very serious. Testimony, prophet testimony.
Okay.
I'm talking about this. Is one of the. He happens to be one of the fathers anyway. The Prophet Emmanuel J.
Yeah,
very, very
Emmanuel J,
one
yeah.
serious one serious prophet. So I believe Ghana we have lots of prophets, a lot of prophets that it will take time for me to remember all of them. We have Prophet Kofi Odro.
Okay.
You see, the prophetic is not necessarily seeing names,
Okay.
seeing what is going to happen in the future,
Okay.
but preaching the mindset of God. It's another dimension of the prophetic.
Okay.
Yes. Very, 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 very solid man of God. Yeah.
Okay. So before we go into politics and entertainment briefly, there is this trending news about one counselor
Okay.
who happens to be a reverend as well, Charlotte Odro, and the husband, Apostle Solomon Odro. I mean, when you monitor social media just for the past few hours, people are surprised because they are divorced.
Yeah.
Now, for the past 3 years, they kept it under the carpet, but it seems it has now blown out. Now, people are saying men of God. These are, reverend and then an apostle living together as couple, and now they've divorced. So what then happens to the members that they've been counseling, probably bless their marriage and cool? Is this thing godly? Men of God who are married and then separating, or you think sometimes it is the work of the devil?
Okay. I don't necessarily believe that it is solemnly the work of the devil.
Okay.
There is a role the devil plays in the affairs of men.
Okay.
And then sometimes you see, exposure causes people to become arrogant.
Okay.
Exposure is one of the things that leads people to become pride, especially if the opposite parties feels they know more than each other.
Okay.
You understand what I'm talking about?
Yes, please.
I also heard that they are no more. But when you look through the interviews of the lady, there is a clear indication from the lady's own mouth that at a point she doesn't respect the husband.
Okay.
She said a lot of things whilst she was in that marriage.
Okay.
But I feel it is something that is beyond repair.
Okay.
I strongly believe it is something that is beyond repair. A counselor wasn't able to counsel her own marriage, and a pastor wasn't able to pastor her own marriage. So which means divorce would have to take place.
Okay.
But I strongly believe that this is it is a lesson instead.
Okay.
It is a lesson instead that we all have to learn from, and be very careful and then manage our humanistic ego.
Okay.
Because I believe that it is ego that is at play.
Okay.
You get it?
Yeah.
Because the woman has come out that she, at a point, she doesn't respect the husband, talks to the man anyhow. And you see, if a man has nothing, or if a man loses everything in his life, one thing he's not willing to lose is respect.
Okay.
So all I can do is to wish them well and pray for them.
Okay.
When it happens like this, I think we have to pray for them, but not to stigmatize them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another popular opinion out there: a prophet cannot give birth to children who will become prophets easily. So most of the times, when a prophet has a child who is also a prophet, they question that how is this even possible? Is it generational calling on the family? A typical example is Prophet Hubert Angel. His son happens to be very popular and then prophesies here and there. Now, how is that even possible? Is it that God actually calls, or you can actually work your way out to become a prophet?
Okay. So, well, people say I look like my father.
Okay. Okay. Oh.
People say I look like my father, which means I resemble him.
Okay.
As in appearance. Some say character-wise.
Okay.
I've taken my father's character.
Okay.
Well, so if there is a system that unveils itself like this, how much more a prophet giving birth to a prophet?
Okay.
It is normal for a prophet to give birth to a prophet.
Okay.
At the end of the day, at the prophetic word of the young man accurate, yes, it is accurate. Has he taken his father? Yes, has taken his father. There can be an early stage impartation.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, there's what we call early stage impartation. When he was young, the father started praying for him and then imparting him to become a prophet.
Okay.
And maybe the father taught him how to prophesy,
Okay.
gave him all the directives
Okay.
that will enable him to become a prophet.
Okay.
So watch this. If a prophet can raise a different man's son to become a prophet, how much more his own son?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
As a prophet can raise a different man's son to become a prophet, how much more his own son? So I strongly believe that it is in the order of God.
Okay.
It is in order. It is possible.
Okay.
Yes, it is possible.
Miracles. I mean, you've performed several miracles.
Excellent.
For the glorification of God.
Excellent.
And I mean, we are also testimony.
Excellent.
Now, what is that one miracle that God used you to perform that till now it blows your mind?
Okay, that's so now it blows my mind is praying for the deaf to hear.
Okay.
It happened at the market. I used to preach in the market. So to me, I do tell people that the biggest congregation you can get is in the market. So I love to preach in the market. I love to evangelize. And the order, if you want to become a powerful man of God, start evangelizing to people. That is the only way you can receive the power of God. Yes, spending time in prayer, fasting as well. That is the normal thing everybody can do. Now, I was in the market one day preaching, and then saw this issue. An elderly woman, she can't hear. She should be about a 35 thereabout.
Okay.
I prayed for her. Instantly, the woman was able to hear. And it wasn't easy at the market. Praying for the dead to come back to life. I'm going to say this again. Praying for the dead to come back to life. Why am I laying emphasis on it? I'm laying emphasis on it because this is one of the crucial things God did that took me by surprise.
Okay.
This thing happened around Michelle Camp area when we went to town to evangelize to people, and that issue happened.
Okay.
Prayed for the lady, and the lady came back to life.
Okay.
Now, somebody will ask, hey, is this thing possible? Then why don't we go to the cemetery to pray for all the people?
That was my next question.
Okay, then ask your next question.
Okay, God have used you for this miracle.
Okay.
Some unbelievers
Yes.
would hear and doubt. Even some believers would also doubt. But to me, there is nothing impossible for God. Now, they would say, if that is the case, let's send you to Tema General Hospital.
Yes.
And then let's bring dead bodies. At least if you not be able to pray for all to, rise up, at least one or two would also, and then let's send you to the school of death so that you heal a couple of them. To that, what would you say to?
Okay, coming from the realms of unbelievers,
Okay.
the word here is unbelievers.
Yes, please.
So in order for unbelievers to believe, number one, they need to have an encounter with God, an experience with God. My encounter might not make sense, but their encounter will make sense to them.
Okay.
Are you get what I'm trying to say?
Please.
Now, quick one. Taking me to the cemetery to pray for people to receive, how do we call, their healing or to come back from the dead. I think whatever God wants to do, He does it in time. There was a man called Lazarus. Jesus Christ had a cousin, and then he was dead for 3 days. Bible said when Jesus Christ went there on time and prayed, the young man came back to life.
Okay.
So I can't go to the cemetery and pray for the dead to come back.
Okay.
Because they are dead and gone. But there are people that their spirit hangs around.
Okay.
When you meet such a one and pray, they can technically come back to life.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, I think it was Lazarus.
Lazarus. Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Now, let's go into politics briefly. Last year, you gave a prophecy which came out to be accurate. I mean, in our first interview, I provided that video as evidence.
Excellent.
Now, NDC is now in power. Will things work out for them as expected, or they will face challenges?
Okay. All right. So I'm not affiliated to any political party. And truth of the matter is the track records are there. NDC would do well.
Okay.
NDC would, like the Lord told me, that this year is represented by the number 9.
Okay.
Which is 2 plus 2 is 4.
Yeah.
Plus 5.
9.
So we are in 2025.
Okay.
In the realms of the spirit, 0 is not needed. 0 is nothing in the realms of the spirit. 2 is something. 5 is also something. So prophetically and in the realms of the spirit, what is going to happen is that there is going to be birth, which is termed as victory.
Okay.
So in 2025, there is going to be divine victory.
Okay.
There is going to be birth, which means that this government is going to do extremely well. I repeat, this government is going to do extremely well. I'm not saying this because of a particular party. I'm saying it for the people who live in this country.
Okay.
Yes, we would see the hand of God at work. Economically, things will augur well, and financially too, things would be solid in this country.
Okay, thank you very much. So there are some prophecies flying here and there, which had people, some men of God, trying to say that a popular NDC leader, either President Mahama or the vice president, will buy. I don't want to use the word because IGP that parry.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So I don't know if you've seen anything like that.
So death is one thing we can't take off the equation. Death is one thing we can't take off the equation. We can all die at any time. But God has not revealed it to me yet. I've had such message that should be 4 years ago or thereabout.
Okay.
But as it stands now, God has not revealed it yet to me that somebody's going to die.
Okay.
But then if there is a prophecy like that, all we can do is to remember such a one in prayers.
Okay.
I mean, the person involved.
Okay.
We should remind him or her in prayers.
Okay.
Yes.
So prophetically and spiritually, how long would the NDC?
NDC, it is 4 plus 4, which is 8 plus 4.
12.
The number that is operating, I told you, is 9.
Yeah.
4 plus 4 plus 4.
Okay, 12.
Yes, so that is it.
Oh, okay. So
4.
they will stay in power for 12 solid years.
Excellent. But it is based on their leadership. When you check the letter I gave out to NDC, I made them understand that I saw their spiritually before their manifesto even came out. That is what it was in the order of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. But then if they will honor their manifesto, they'll be true to themselves, then they will see the end result thereof. It is 4 plus 4.
Okay. Making 12.
So the first 4 will be excellent. That is what we're experiencing now. The second 4 will be excellent. But contentions will be raged on the other 4.
Okay.
But victory at last. But there is a massive role that needs to be played. Now, they have to be tactical. If they are going to be tactical, prophetically, the new face that I see is Julius Deborah. I told you, see, the reason why NDC came into power is from the channel of Julius Deborah. He's the brain. The first prophetic word, God has said a lot of things concerning this man. But he's going to be the next phase. That's if you want to go. He is going to be the next phase of the new NDC, National Democratic Congress. He is the next phase. But his health needs to be prayed. We have to pray into his health. We have to spend time and pray into his health because there are issues around his health. So if that is what if that is what their prophet saw, then we all have to pray.
NPP. Spiritually, is he alive or a group?
NPP cannot die and will not die. NPP cannot die and will not die. NPP nguye. NPP down. Yes, and NPP will come back with full force. Mark my words. NPP will come back with full force. Yes.
So who would be that leader?
Who would be that leader? You see, this thing is not even prophecy. Because we all know it is between Dr. Bawumia and Kennedy Japan. So 2 of them can equally take over. But they will sit down and come with Kennedy Japan. He's the one who would like to come back with. But the future of the party is with, how do we call him? Opon Nkrumah and Samia Wuku. Kojo Opon Nkrumah and Samia Wuku. But it is on Opon Nkrumah. Yes.
Now, Cheddar. They say, one day an independent candidate will take over the country, especially if NDC fails. And everyone is pointing fingers at Cheddar, Nana Kwame Bediako. Prophetically, would that happen?
Ghana is 2-party system. And God is interested in the affairs of men and the voices of men. Ghana is 2-party system. I don't think in the next 10 years, no. In the next 20 years, no. It is 2-party system. It is 2-party system.
In entertainment, they say demons.
Demons are everywhere. You see, sometimes we preachers make people feel that the music industry is a demonic place. But the truth of the matter is there are some musicians that are serious Christians, give their tithes and then what have you. Some even play instruments in the house of God. So what makes necessary a demon sector? There are men of God that are even in occult. They are men of God that engage themselves. They are men of God that are fetish spirits that put on suits and then still preach. So demonic realms there or demonic settings is everywhere. Let's just not limit it to the music industry. Yeah.
So this 2025, which Ghanaian musician do you see shining out there?
I made mention of a young guy the other time.
Kojo Blakk.
Excellent. That guy is going to go far. And there is a guy called Black Sheriff. That guy is going to go far. These are the 2 people. For now, they will go far. They will do well for themselves. Extremely well from themselves. Black Sheriff is about to take the world by storm.
Okay. There is a prophecy that came and that said Black Sheriff's career would die this year. I mean, coming from the camp of Fire Oja.
Said there.
He said this year Black will not go anywhere. His
No.
shine will
No, no,
die.
no, 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 no. The guy is about to take the world by storm.
Okay.
I'm repeating it. The guy is about to take the world by storm. Even if his career will have to die, he will take the world by storm.
Okay.
No, there is no failure in his DNA. There is no failure in his system. He cannot fail.
Okay.
Never will I even wish a neighbor to fail. He will not fail. And what I'm telling you is prophetic. He will take the world by storm.
Okay.
No, the young man is going to take that. You mark today
Okay.
and see what is going to happen.
Okay.
This guy is going to top. It's going to be a household name in the United States of America.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and he's going to bring down history. He's going to make history.
Okay. You know, during some time back when he went to perform out there was this display of the Baphomet, you know, some images that people affiliated it to the Illuminati. So people started propagating that he has sold his soul to the devil. I mean, Black Sheriff. As a prophet, do you see that? Since God has been able to show you how bright
Baphomet, how does it look like? I believe it's
it looks
an image
like
of a goat.
Yes.
It looks like a goat.
Yes.
My auntie has goat in her house.
Okay.
Is she an occult?
No. but this one, there are images that are affiliated to.
Yeah, I understand. I'm just making mockery of the issue.
Okay.
Ghanaians, including me, we love to talk.
Okay.
You see, there are systems involved. Maybe he felt like putting it there for people to talk.
Okay.
You get it. People
Yes.
do things for people to talk.
Okay.
But not with strange ulterior motive. But if he is part of the occultic, that is the line he chose.
Okay.
We just pray for him and wish him well. But I strongly believe that his background will not even encourage him to
go there. Okay.
Yes.
So when I asked about the entertainment industry, automatically 3 names would pop up on the minds of Ghanaians: Stonebwoy, Shatta Wale, and Sarkodie. So one may ask, what is how does the year look like for Shatta Wale ahead of time? Let me take that one. They don't need.
On the last interview, I made you understand that Shatta Wale will rise again.
Yes, and of course, December was his best year.
Excellent.
You gave that prophecy before, I believe, Vibes Cartel made the announcement of his concert.
Excellent. Yeah. Said Shatta Wale will rise again. Most of his people came at me, but that's no problem. He will rise again. He will rise again. See, that guy has been caught up in the womb of time. And the secret is that he doesn't aspire. He doesn't. He doesn't aspire. He has caught up in time. He won't aspire. He would. The word that I received spiritually, that he will rise, which means every man has a place where he wants to see himself. He will rise. And he is about to sign a multi-million deal. Let it be on record.
It will.
He is about to sign a multi-million dollar deal that will take Ghana by surprise.
Okay.
Yes. Same way as
Bobo.
All right. So this year, it's going to be a tough year for him.
Okay.
But he will sail through.
Okay.
He will sail through because he is about to make big moves in Jamaica.
Okay.
And that of United Kingdom.
Okay.
solid move. But he will be having a serious meeting in the United States of America.
Okay.
Concerned this meeting, I saw a lot of white people under the meeting. It was like music lovers.
Okay.
And they were having conversation as to how to push him to the next phase of life. And he will also make it. He will also make it in 2024. 2025 he's going to make it. He is also going to make it. He's going to make it.
But comparing Shatta and Stone with, you know, what you've seen in the spiritual realm, the two of them, definitely one will weigh than the other. Who will weigh?
You know, I told you last year. Is it last year?
Yeah, last year.
That Charles will rise again. I told you.
Yes.
And we saw the confirmation in December, of which you and I, we knew nothing of.
Of course.
That he will rise again. And by the mercies of God, we saw it. You understand? So these are going to be levels. You understand? They'll all rise.
I believe you don't want any.
I beg you, they'll all rise. You see, they that don't understand the things of the spirit might say, why is a prophet talking about the music industry? It's sad that most Christians, we are hypocrite. The Obeka said, why is the prophet talking about the music industry? Will be the same person listening to their songs.
Okay.
So, I mean, they are humans just as us. Same way we breathe, they also go through same process and same channel.
Yeah.
So God is still interested in the affairs of men. Even in the ministry, the music industry, it is made up of men, human beings, and God is still interested. So this year, I said, your man will rise again. But Stonebwoy is like a thunderbolt. That is who he is.
Okay. He will sail through.
I tell you. But like I said, Black Sheriff is not going down.
Okay. Now, Sarkodie, most of the time, prophecies come, they touch on Black Hole, Shatta, Stone, and then they leave Sarkodie behind. Yes, most of the time, most prophecies. I don't know if you've seen anything about Sarkodie and the year ahead of him.
Sarkodie. Do you know who Sarkodie is?
No, please.
Okay. Sarkodie is an epitome of greatness.
Okay.
Because I saw a flower being given to him.
Okay.
And as the flower was given to him, all of a sudden I saw that he began to smile. He began to smile. And as he was smiling, tears was oozing out of his eyes. Serious tears was oozing out of his eyes. And the Lord spoke to me prophetically that I will make his life beautiful. That's what the Lord spoke to me. I will make his life beautiful. Okay. So which means that he will see the beauty of God. He will see the glory of God. But meetings upon meetings are going on. People have come together just to break him.
In Ghana or
just to break him, especially in Ghana.
Okay.
Just to break him so that he will not rise again. But he will smile and at the same time weeping. Keep this on record. He will smile at the same time weeping because of the flower that has been given to him. I'm done.
If you can explain, because
I saw a flower being given to him.
Okay.
And the moment the flower was given to him, the flower represents beauty.
Okay.
He began to smile and he was weeping at the same time.
Okay.
It is not the fact that he was crying and weeping, laughing and weeping at the same time, but rather it is the flower that is being given to him, which is there is a channel of glory that is about to take him into his destiny.
Okay.
But meetings went on just to break him down, just to sideline him. But through it all, he will rise.
Okay.
Through it all, I repeat, through it all, he will rise.
Okay.
Yes.
So thank you very much for having us. What would be your last words, a word out there for people who might be watching.
All right. So God bless each and every one of us for watching us. There's God's servant Desmond.
Vimbaz TV.